Okay, what's up, traders? Markets are ripping, and got a few things to speak about. I'm here with Andre, founder of Edgeful. Andre, if you just want to introduce yourself and just give a backstory. I know you do this probably 1,000 times, but just give a backstory of Edgeful and what they are.
No worries. So what's up, guys? My name is Andre. I'm the CEO of Edgeful. My background is in finance and accounting. I used to work at Goldman Sachs. I also worked at a top 100 performing hedge fund in the world. And pretty much like a very short story of like why Edgeful exists is that I used to do a lot of the analysis myself in Excel. So how often is the gap fill? How often does price break only to the orb high or the IB? How often is the IB double break? What is the average performance of Tesla before and after earnings? Like these are things that like I would spend like honestly like days building in Excel, where I'd have to go buy the data, I'd have to go build the model, I'd have to maintain the model, I had to go, and if I want to add any like filters or variations or any like customizations, like it would completely break how the Excel was done. Like for anyone who has ever done anything in Excel, like you know that this type of analysis is not built for Excel. So I actually went to go look for a product like Edgeful, and somehow there is not one that exists. So I was like, I really want to build this. This is something that like I personally need to use as a trader. And I know that if I can't do it with my experience in finance, with my experience with like analysis and Excel and everything else, I know that there are like a ton of other traders that can't do it either. And at the end of the day, you cannot trade consistently with your emotions. You have to be trading with some sort of data. So we want to give you guys the ability to actually trade with data.
Yeah. Okay. So great. So let's get into today. So we can. This is the Edgeful screen, and basically what this does, I've got a bunch of reports that I like from Edgeful, namely the opening candle continuation, which basically measures the first hour, if it is a bullish or bearish, and then you're wanting to trade in that direction based on the backtested data. The orb report, the initial balance report, and the previous day's range report. We can see that today, among these reports, 75% of them are telling me to go long bias. Of course, is this a blind signal? No, I'm still trading using the opening range breakout play. And that's what I took actually yesterday on my manual trades. And then I had my algos take them on NQ in the background, right? Just letting them do their thing. So really, in our start to the week, can't be upset with that. I was trading across, I think, about 10 accounts today. So looking to scale up my trading. And but let's get into the algo. And Andre, if you can maybe share your screen. I know we're going to get into the algo as well. If you've got any questions, make sure to put in the chat. But yeah, really, really neat trading day to start the week, I must say. But let's get your stream up here. There we go.
Perfect. So first thing I want to show you guys is the insane run that has happened in the last 7 days. So you can see that on trading just one mini on the orb algo, so one NQ mini on the orb algo, with the default settings, except the only change is the max loss. I only say that because there's a little caveat there, and I want to make sure that everyone understands that the only change is changing the max loss to be a reasonable max loss for NQ to trade the mini, which is 1,000. But I'm not going to go into the settings here. I'm just going to go into more so like the benefits of using an algo. But this has been an amazing run that we've had over the last week. It's been 6 consecutive winners, almost $3,600 in gains. So that would easily have passed you, I don't know how many funded challenges. Like, I mean, James, you know that you've been using it with your evals too, but which we can see here today, another winner today, a winner yesterday, or a winner on Friday, another one here. I'm just showing you guys the actual trades. So like whether you go long or short, it will take that trade. And you can see it's just been like in these choppy consolidating markets, like on this day here, pretty much like very small, like not a great trading day if you're a discretionary trader, but you can see here that this was another winning trade. So avoiding those losing days, avoiding those choppy days, because you're trading with something that is like completely systematic and like fully data backed, you don't have to worry really about like trying to pick the direction, trying to do anything, honestly, because it's fully automated. So whether you trade with a prop firm or your regular cash accounts, you can automate the trading fully so that the entries, the stop losses, the take profits are all done for you. And I'll show you guys just quickly, which like, it'll just be fast. So I'm just going to do the entire year of 2025. So you can see here.
We've got some questions in the chat as
well.
Yeah,
good. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, but what you guys can see is that trading only one mini in all of 2025, it's returned almost $20,000 in returns. So imagine if you had traded 2 minis, it would be double that. If it's 3,
Sure.
it would be triple that, right? So the drawdown is less than 20%, is 19%. It took 117 trades. The win rate is almost 70%, and their profit factor is 1.5. Like, this is like a trader's dream, right? And you really don't have to overcomplicate it. You can just try it, right? Like, you don't have to, this isn't like a lifetime commitment. Like, just try it. Like, if you're struggling as a trader right now, struggling to adapt to these markets, like, try something that's automated, try something that's systematic. Like, your emotions clearly, like your read and your feel for the market is like, if you're not having a great run right now, like, is obviously not in touch with what the market is doing. So try something that is objective and that is data backed, and like, stop wasting money on these like obvious losing trades when you have something that is like clearly working.
Correct. So
That's some of the questions.
Yeah, we got some questions. Can you use the algo on NinjaTrader?
So if you have a NinjaTrader account, you can use it. So we actually plug into Tradeovate NinjaTrader. And so even if you use a prop firm, the prop firms that we connect to are ones that have to have Tradeovate. However, we are releasing Project X in the next couple of weeks. I just want to let you guys know that has been a huge ask. So for anyone who trades with Project X, we're going to be able to automate your trades through there as well. But you can execute through your NinjaTrader account, but you still need TradingView to like house and like to send the alerts to your NinjaTrader account. So you cannot only do it through NinjaTrader, you have to have TradingView as well.
Sure. Nice. Okay, let's speak also. How many algos do you run at a time? You can actually be running as many as you want. Sometimes is a way. I know for this question gets asked a lot. Like, can you run an algo or 2 algos on one account? You can just put the same webhook link on the new alert. Correct.
So you can do that. I don't really recommend doing that. The only reason I say that is because if you run, first of all, you should not do that on the same. So the way that we recommend doing it is that you have 1 algo per account. You don't send the same, like, you don't trade ES and NQ on 1 account. And the reason that we say that is because we want it to be like very simple, like this account is for this algo, this account is for this algo. And the reason that we say that we want to keep everything separate is because it keeps everything clean. And also you don't risk, like, let's say that you just decide, for example, you want to trade the IB algo and also the orb algo in one account. And one of them says to open a trade and the other one says to close a trade. So that would close your account because like your account's not going to know. This is like getting really complicated or like convoluted a little bit, but it's always best to keep them in separate accounts, and you can have as many accounts as you want. We are going to be adding a limitation on the number of accounts that you can have, but at the moment we don't have a limitation. So if you have 10 accounts that you want to connect, you can connect all 10. You can set a fully automated algo to all 10 of them, and everything will just go like running perfectly smoothly.
Yeah, I agree with that. It does also double the risk. For example, on your accounts, if you have a win on the NASDAQ, but you also have a one on YM, you're basically exposing yourself to more risk, more drawdown. Okay, let's check some more. Okay, I got it. I use Traderify. Yeah, I've got my account. You got to do so with prop firms, and I know this is what Anje will say as well. You got to do your research for a prop firm. Like, edgeful is not going to take responsibility if you get to a payout, but then they say, sorry, you using an algo. You have to do your own research. I must say, I'm also trading. So obviously in South Africa, for those that don't know, we can't trade using Tradeovate. It's just, we can't do that. Restrictions, everything like that. So you can still get the algo sent to your phone via an alert, which still happens. And I take it manually on my own cash account. I do that personally as well. I've been finding, just myself, that even if you trade $5,000 or $2,000 on your own cash account, it actually sometimes can be a little bit better because you got more drawdown to work with when your returns can be a little bit better. The returns on prop firms, like can you make money and get payouts with them? Yes, but the drawdowns, because some of these prop firms have like 4% drawdown. It's hard to get an algo that like in a month will make 6%, which is the profit target, but have like a 4% drawdown. So just bear that in mind.
Yeah. So just to touch on what you had just said, the prop firms are allowed to change their rules to whatever they want. And we, as Edgeful, are not keeping up with all the changing rules. It's impossible for us to do that. We're not going to do that. Every single time, and if you guys ever want to go back to reread what this says is when you click connect your broker to automate this, if you scroll down, you can see it is your responsibility to make sure that you read the rules of the prop firm that you're trading with. We put this in here because we don't want you to buy an account, connect your trade, your edgeful algos, and then get banned and then lose your account. Because like we obviously don't want you to lose money. We want you to actually make money. That's why we're saying that it's your responsibility to check. Yes, is it annoying? Of course. If every prop firm just allowed algo trading, that would make our lives incredibly easy. Reach out to your prop firm, ask them to allow algo trading. If they don't allow it, that would be great. Tell them you want to use the edgeful algos and let's see what they say. But in the meantime, we're not responsible. And we're not saying like we're not responsible, like we're throwing it off on you guys, but we're saying like, please be careful, which is the important piece. And then the other side of the coin, which James was talking about, was that that you have a lot more flexibility with your own personal cash accounts, right? Like you decide the drawdown, you decide the risk, like you don't have to like abide by any rules. That's really important because if you hit a losing streak with an algo that's actually profitable, you might blow the account when in reality, like the algo is still profitable. You just took 3 losers in a row and like you risk too much and whatever else. So trading with there are like massive benefits to trading with your own personal capital because you don't have to deal with the rules. Now, I'm not saying that everyone should trade with their own personal capital, but I just wanted to highlight the fact that you need to be a lot more conservative than you think when you're trading with a prop firm because you need to account for the drawdown and you need to play a longer game. Like you do not, and I'll say this now, you don't want to try to pass an eval in 2 or 3 days. Like you should be looking to pass evals like over the course of a month, over the course of 2 weeks or whatever.
2 months, yeah.
Exactly. Like guys, there's no rush here. Like we're in this for the long term, right? You don't need to pass a challenge in 3 days. And I know that's easier said than done, of course, like everyone wants to make money. But if you can pass an eval in 3 trades, that means you're risking way too much of your account. So that's the flip side of it. Like, yes, of course you can pass, but you're also risking a lot. So that's the problem. Like you want to be a very careful risk manager and relative to your position size.
Yeah, agreed. Like when I'm, and the way that you do that to make it worthwhile trading for, maybe 2 months for payout, get more accounts. Like right now, I'm busy trading 9 futures accounts and 3 CFD accounts, right? And if I get those over the line, I'm going to take a nice payout. And it makes it mean more. If you're trading 1 account, you might be in a rush to take a payout, or you might not make it mean as much. That's from my own personal experience. I know you've also experienced that as well, Andre, but I know I'm still a big advocate for trading personal cash accounts. That's where because you've got no limitations then. There's no consistency rules and everything. Prop firms are great to scale, and I think you got to choose the right ones. And don't get me wrong, like I think they're amazing. But then the main thing is to use them to make money to put into your own personal cash account or even long-term portfolios as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. Do you have any plans to have the system manage the rollover? Another question.
Great question. Great question. I need everyone who has had a problem with this rollover, myself included, to reach out to Tradeovate because the Tradeovate is so there is no, let me take a step back. There is no universal time when all of the brokers roll their contracts. TradingView does it one way, Tradeovate does it another way. Everyone does it a certain way. The way that edgeful does it, just so you guys know, in the what's in play, so you guys can see, like in the what's in play section, you can see we have a price here. The way that this price gets pulled is from, it's a little bit confusing, but the way that it works is the forward contract has to have more volume in one day than the current contract in UTC time. So the moment that the next contract has more volume in a UTC time zone, that's when we will switch to the next contract. TradingView has a different way to do it. Tradeovate has a different way to do it. So the problem is that when you're setting the alerts, there is technically a setting in Tradeovate that says auto roll. I have seen that doesn't work actually, where it doesn't actually auto roll. It still executes on the existing contract, but we literally cannot control that. So it's unfortunate, but we actually cannot control it. Like if you guys want to reach out to Tradeovate to say hey, can you guys auto roll or whatever, there's a setting. If you actually do it, it should actually auto roll. So the execution is on the new contract, not the old one. But I mean, there is literally nothing we can do because we're sending the ticker, and then like Tradeovate will just execute on that, unless you guys want to like set the alert on the like the current contract, which like then it screws up the back test. The solution is we need Tradeovate to figure out their contract rolling.
Sure. Yeah, that's a good question. Okay, we've got another one here. And keep them coming, guys. Just got involved with edgeful, amazing product, by the way. Would you recommend trading with the dashboard for a month, then hooking up an algo, or go straight to the algo? What are your thoughts? I'll give you mine after you give yours.
So one thing is that I really, and this is not like a very sexy response, but if you do go to the algos, please paper trade them first. If you want to automate it, you can, but just please paper trade it first so you get used to it. Like people that have not traded with a fully automated system, kind of like it's a little bit of like a weird experience when you just see a position open on your account that like you didn't actually like click buy or sell for. So just please be mindful of that. Now, you don't need to like get familiar with the edgeful reports like too in depth in order to use the algos. I always recommend for everyone to take it slow. I'm never going to tell you that you should automatically go to the algos. I'm not, because like honestly, I'm more in favor of you guys like being consistent over the long term than like trying to get you guys to like buy the algos, honestly. So
sure,
take a month if you want with edgeful, get used to it, start understanding, like start shifting your mindset from like emotional trading to data-backed trading, and then upgrade to the algos later. Like there's no rush, right? There's no, I'm not going to force you guys or force anyone to use the algos. And then once you do decide to use the algos, which I recommend everyone try at least for a couple of months, paper trade it first. Take it slow. Don't be too aggressive. Like we're here for the long term. I've been doing this for at this point, like almost a year and a half now with the algos, and it's been incredible. But there are days, which you can see right here, there are days where you're going to take a couple losers in a row. So like, don't blow your account here, right? Like it's going to happen. Like it's not the end of the world. But James, I'm curious what your thoughts were.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think what you should do is you should paper trade for before getting stuck in. Personally, I've got some automated ones that I've got to some prop firm accounts, but then as I said, like mainly the one I've got, I've literally designated an account, personal cash account that I'm trading the orb breakout on the DAX and the Nasdaq. That's what I'm doing, and I'm obviously having to enter that one manually because I'm trading that on CFDs, right, on MetaTrader 5, because in South Africa that we can't get access to futures trading right now. It's more of an American thing. Luckily, thankfully, I can trade prop firms because I do have other passports and stuff like that, which allow me to trade prop firms. But from Tradeovate, they won't accept any South African client. I don't know why. I think we dodgy characters, Andre. But no, that I still think it's great. Like, you know, even though I have to enter manually, it's literally a matter of maybe even 20 seconds to open up. I get the alert to open up. Like this morning, I actually I had 2 winners this morning. DAX shorts on the orb breakout, which I can actually show you guys. And then I also had the Nasdaq longs. And literally what I do is I get the alert to my phone. All I do is I open up my trading terminal on my phone, and I know what position size I want to trade it at. And I take it with that size and set my stop loss and take profit.
Yeah, pull up your screen. I'd love to show them.
Yeah, so basically this morning I had a DAX short like this. So let's remove that. Let's add mine. So this was my DAX short this morning. So for those that don't know what the DAX is, it is the German stock market index. I love trading it. It trades during the European market hours. Obviously, I'm based in South Africa, so this is the opens like 9 a.m. my time. And you guys are actually going to go into November, end of October, where the open will be 10 a.m. my time, and US markets are only 4:30 p.m. South African time. Right now it's 3:30, so it's late in the day. I can trade both sessions. So I got the DAX over here. I think the DAX does trend very, very nicely. Actually, in fact, I can pull up my strategy tester here. I've got a 1.58 profit factor. And this is just, I'm keeping things very, very simple. I'm not going to give away my settings. I don't mind, you know, if you want to see them, if you're in the edgeful algos, I'll share them, but I'm not going to just give them away for free. But yeah, this has been working very, very nice for me. I actually made a video this morning. I'm like 6 out of 7 in the last week and a bit. The previous week I took 3 losses, so not great then, but that's cycles. That's cycles of trading. And then this afternoon, if we go to my Nasdaq orb report, there we go. I took a long here as well. Well, took a long here as well on my cash account where I got long. hit TP. I just okay, close the trade, and I close the trade out manually as well.
Yep.
So if it didn't, to make sure, obviously, because I want to make sure that when I'm doing it manually, it did hit my take profit area.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that's basically, I'm really, really enjoying it. It's taken a lot of time off my hands as well. Like what I do enjoy about the algos is obviously I'm on the desk now, but maybe next week I might not be able to be fully committed to trading because I literally just want to trade for like an hour and a half to 2 hours a day max. That's what I want to do. I stream in the New York session. In the London session, I'm using the DAX to literally get my algo alert, take my trade while I'm out for coffee with my wife and child. And, you know, I don't want to be tied to the desk all the time. And that's great because I can be taking the trades that I would normally take if I was on the desk anyway.
Exactly.
We'll have to push edgeful though to get the automation to MetaTrader. But yeah, let's see if there's any other questions here. Do you have any? I have any suggestions? I have some suggestions on how you can manage rollover to avoid. Yeah, I'll submit a ticket. Perfect. Yeah, submit the ticket. The team will
I mean, that like whatever the solution is that you guys can figure out, like that would be awesome because we have seen that. Obviously, it's like not ideal if it doesn't submit on the proper contract. Like I've had issues with it too. Like it's just we need to like figure out some sort of solution. But
correct. Yeah. So where you go to submit a ticket, and if you are an edgeful user, obviously the Discord is there, but I'm not the support team. Like some of the answers I won't know. Fastest way to, because I'm just there to share my trades, share how edgeful is working for me, ask any questions about reports and stuff for that. So I am live in the edgeful Discord Wednesday through to Friday at 8 a.m. for pre-market, but then I also am in the Discord sharing my trade markups. Like you can actually see today, I made $2,000 across all I'm trading. These are just instant funded prop firm accounts. So all of my funded prop firm accounts, and I'm sharing my trades in there and thoughts in there as well. But let's actually, so in the bottom right-hand section on the edgeful website over here, you can select that, and that's where you can get the team to help you.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can see just as if there's no more questions, we can wrap it up in the next few. Yeah, but basically today was clearly, and this is the screener. I suggest you guys, Andre actually put me onto this. I was using the Watson Play, but come to the screener. So select screener. What it will come up is like this on the left-hand side with just the futures markets. And you can see obviously but all ES, NQ, YM, and RTR all bullish in the first hour, the opening candle continuation. And you can customize that as well. I use the first hour. You can use the first 50 minutes if you'd like to too. I want you to hit this and hit select all because this will bring up the Mag 7 stocks as well as the options tickers as well. So you can see over here, there was actually only Amazon and Meta in the first hour today that were actually bearish. Yeah. We must actually, I think this could be a glitch here on Microsoft.
It's actually by weekday. So we need to actually put the footnote in there that it is by weekday. So you can see that the opening candle was red, but if you go, I'll let me just pull it up quick. I'm just going to double check it.
Is it that, so that's not a glitch where the bias is bullish,
it's not a glitch. It's not a glitch.
Okay.
So which one is that? Microsoft? I'll pull it up right now. I'll show you what I'm putting.
Sure. But I'm literally just looking at the opening candle if it was green or red. So we can just see Amazon, Microsoft, and Meta or red today, whereas everything else was bullish. So, you know, normally when Nvidia and Tesla are bullish, that normally will drive the market higher. But again, you know, you can keep it simple. And we also do have the edgeful indicators for NinjaTrader as well as TradingView on the right-hand side. When you go to edgeful, you get access to that as well. And you can see over here, this plot. So I'm on MNQ at the moment. This plot, my opening range high and opening range low for me. I do not have to draw it in, which is obviously great.
Honestly, the indicators are going to be really, really, really key. Like I've seen a lot of people that they plot the levels incorrectly. Like you don't have to worry about it when you use the indicators. And by the way, we have 35 indicators that are part of the plan. Like use them. They're not buy and sell signals. Like they're convenience. They're to like take your mind off.
Yeah, there's no holy grail to trading. It's just based off back tested data. You're not going to, but I think this is something that we always speak about on our edgeful team meetings every single week, is that for traders that are losing prop firm accounts left, right, and center, or blowing through personal cash accounts, this gives a data-backed way to look at the markets, where you're not trading based off emotions, you're trading based off data. And is the data going to work all the time? Of course not. Do hedge funds win every single trade? No. Do they have down years? Of course they do. So this game, it just helps us even the playing field because you can get the data without having to go do all the research. We've got Tape Radar. Edgeful is a game changer, guys. The suite, even the embedded vids and Stay Sharp newsletters, all of it is hundreds. Perfect. We appreciate that feedback. So that's great, you know. And I'm pretty sure that if you come into edgeful, I mean, How many times do you buy a prop firm account worth $300 and you blow it in a couple of days? Come and get edgeful, check it out, and I promise you to change the way that you see trading. And I don't, a lot of guys actually got asked this the other day. They're like, James, do you just work with edgeful and that because they're paying you? And I'm like, no, dude, I've been working with them. Actually, I was probably one of the first people that you got on a call with, right? 2 years ago.
Yeah, you were actually in 2023.
Yeah, end of 2023. And I knew that edgeful was going to be great because this is what retail traders need. So I'm not just talking about it because I'm like, oh, they're paying me and this is cool money. No, I actually use it myself, right? So yeah, you got to, I think if you get involved and you actually put in the time and effort, you'll actually start to see, you'll start to see better results with your trading. I can guarantee you that. But maybe we could see a little bit of a mean reversion play on the NASDAQ back towards that opening range high. Yeah, we are quite extended. We are trading at all-time highs actually on American markets. The DAX a little bit off all-time highs. We're currently sitting on the daily time frame. This is, I just like to have my daily time frame in red and green just to see it easier. But we are currently sitting 4.5% off all-time highs. American markets are at all-time highs. So be careful of buying longs at the top of the range. Remember, the orb has already worked today. So I would not be looking for maybe extension longs. I think the move is kind of sit on your hands right now. But yeah, any other questions? Yeah, perfect. Let's wrap it up here, guys. We'll do another one of these live streams again. I'm in the edgeful Discord rest of the week. We'll see you guys there. Have a good one. Cheers.
Thanks, guys.